The MAC regular season concludes with one of the league's most storied rivalries. The Marist Red Foxes, champions of the Blue Division, taking on the Iona Gales, who have also secured a spot in the upcoming conference tournament. Greetings from McCann Natatorium. My name's Jeff Brault alongside Shannon Ventry. Shannon, while there might be nothing on the line in terms of seeding, no team wants to go into the playoffs on a loss.
Especially a rivalry like this that has gone back for decades. And tonight is a special night. It's senior night for the Red Foxes. The entire team wants their adored seniors, Lauren Kwan and Kaylee Berard, to go out with a W. And for Iona, the Gales want to go into the MAC tournament weekend with momentum. We saw Coach Kelly say to his team in the pregame huddle, be ready. We have to be ready to go. And they will be.
We'll take a look at today's key players, beginning with Iona's Sadie Salas, a force on both ends of the pool.
She is one of those do-it-all type players. She has a tremendously tough outside shot, but she can work inside at center. We saw her put away 3 shots from center in the second half of a 1-point victory over Mount earlier today.
And you mentioned that it is senior day for Marist, and Kaylee Berard is one of the players celebrating their final game at home.
What an unselfish player Kaylee has proved to be over the last 4 years. She fills in whatever role is needed from her. She initially came to Marist as an attack, but has transitioned into a defender. She does it all, and she will do whatever it takes for her team to be successful.
Lily Morris in goal for Iona. It's her second year as a starting goalie, and she has gotten better and better as the season has gone along. Across the way for Marist, Inez Sanchez, the sophomore from Barcelona, Spain. MAC Rookie of the Year a season ago, named second team All-MAC, perhaps the rangiest goalie in the league. Always a fun coaching matchup between Iona's Brian Kelly in his 29th year down in New Rochelle and Chris Vidal of Marist. Why? Because Brian Kelly was Coach Vidal's coach when he played water polo at Iona. The two know each other very well, do not love matching up against one another. It's friend versus friend. A little bit later this afternoon in Poughkeepsie, the Marist Red Foxes have no more regular season business to do in the Blue Division. They have earned the #1 seed from the Blue Division in the MAC tournament coming up in 2 weeks' time. Iona the 2, Mount St. Mary's the 3. There is some business still to handle in the Red Division. We know that the Wagner Seahawks are the MAC's top seed. They are the champions of the Red Division. LIU, the defending champions, have the 2 seed, but we do not yet know, Shannon, whether the 3rd team coming out of the Red Division will be Villanova or LaSalle, the 2 Philadelphia schools playing each other right now for the final berth in the upcoming MAC championship.
So interesting that it came down to the very last game against those 2 very same opponents last year for a berth into the tournament. The stakes could not be higher for those 2, win or go home. Not the case here today. We have these 2 teams who have already earned their berths and their seeds, but both teams still want to win. They want to come out of this pool with a W, head into that MAC tournament with some momentum.
See the Marist Red Foxes in dark red caps with white numerals. The Iona Gales go opposite, white caps accented in maroon and gold. Top left of your picture is Lola Trujillo. Shannon, she may be the fastest player in the MAC. Just watch her in the game's opening sprint. She wins 94% of them on the season.
What an advantage to have her. Coach Kelly says we get to sneak in an extra possession every single quarter when she swims off for us.
And it is indeed an extra possession for Iona here in quarter #1 as we're underway in the regular season finale. This is Isabella Adams. In the middle of the pool, it's Amelia Gonzalez, Mia Tovar, Lola Trujillo, Sadie Salas, Kaya Hart are the other field starters as Iona turns it over on the game's first possession. A counterattack opportunity for Shanae Carrick. Gives it up to Paige Nagel, who scores as Marist strikes first, turning defense into offense.
Well, let's talk about the assist from Lauren Kwan, getting it up the pool to Shanae Carrington. A beautiful pass. She could have taken it herself, but again, we talk about how unselfish this Marist team is, and Nagel finishes the job with that incredibly powerful shot.
Carrington trades a good shot for a great shot, and Nagel, the sophomore from Newport Beach, adds to what we presume is her team high in totals. We say presume because Chris Vidal famously does not keep track of statistics with his team. He told us when we spoke if I was a betting man, I'd say she's our leading scorer, so we'll go with that.
In this day and age where so much focus is on analytics, you gotta love that old school mentality.
Adams leaves it for senior Kaya Hart on the 4-5 side. Little pitch and catch with the sophomore from Greenwich, Connecticut, but it's another Iona turnover. They had trouble valuing possession when these two teams met yesterday in Loudonville in the home pool of the Siena Saints. Marist earning a 1-goal win. Brian Kelly telling us just too many Iona giveaways. They did not convert in their man-up opportunities, and they let one slip away because of it.
Yeah, what a unique playing situation to play back-to-back on these days. What a great save from Lily Morris. As we see, she's all over that corner.
Senior from Michigan closing down the tight angle. Marist maintains possession. They've got a fresh 30-second clock. This is Shanae Carrington. Looking for Ella Baumgarten at center. That's an offensive foul.
And again, going back to yesterday's game, Iona only converted on 2 of 11 power play opportunities. If they're going to have a chance of coming out with a W today, they've got to convert on more.
Isabella Adams defended by Kaylee Broad, who does a little bit of everything for the Red Foxes. Lola Trujillo pitches it right back to Adams. Rachel Dean the assignment. Shot from distance is off the mark. Iona comes up empty with the shot clock winding down. And the Red Foxes will look to back up Paige Nagel's early goal with another.
Berard was really locking down Salas in the whole set. There was no opportunity to throw it in there.
Contra foul before Marist can get the ball across the middle of the pool. One-on-one opportunity for Iona. They go to the lob shot, and Mia Tovar scores.
Bella Adams with the long assist all the way across the pool, right in her lap. Again, sometimes you don't have to have these big, powerful shots. You saw Sanchez inching out of the goal to try to make herself really big. The lob shot gets the job done.
No chance for Inez Sanchez, who has perhaps the longest wingspan in the MAC. Nice off-speed pitch by Mia Tovar, the graduate student out of Portland, Oregon, a captain this year. Has played over 100 games in her career. A lot of quality minutes for Brian Kelly and Iona. Kaya Hart, the first player kicked out, a power play for the Marist Red Foxes. Dean finds Nagel. Off to Kwan on the 4-5 side. The senior gives it up to Carrington. Now it's Broad. She's got a lane, and she finds the back of the net.
We saw a lot of crisp passes going back and forth around the perimeter on there. The last pass, not that great. Ball hits the water, but still, it was far enough and crisp enough that Lily Morris wasn't able to get that lateral movement to cover that corner.
Broad typically comes off Chris Vidal's bench, was in the starting lineup for both games today. He scored a goal and had an assist in Mara's win over Mount St. Mary's earlier, an 11-7 final. And Broad has Marist up 2-1 here in the opening quarter. Easy chance for Inez Sanchez. Trujillo didn't have a lot behind that shot, and now Sanchez is able to pick out Paige Nagel as Marist swims the other way. Nagel at 6 meters. Broad in the center of the pool. It's back to Shanae Carrington, who is Marist's chief facilitator. The senior Lauren Kwan getting the start in her final regular season game at home. Good pass intended for Dean, and Dean is able to earn a 5-meter. I think it's Addison Collins that they will get on the exclusion foul. And Marist will let their senior Lauren Kwan take the 5-meter. Kwan's shot is in the back of the net. And Marist has a 3-1 lead.
Such a smooth shot, smooth up, catch and release to that far corner. Lily Morris guesses wrong, and Kwan is able to cash in on her senior night.
That's a classy move by Chris Vidal to give Lauren Kwan that 5-meter. It was indeed Addison Collins who committed the foul. That gave Marist the penalty shot, an early 2-goal lead for the home side. Adams off to Amelia Gonzalez. And another Iona turnover.
This Marist defense has been clicking on all cylinders. You saw at the perimeter, Rachel Dean really putting the pressure on, causing an errant pass. They've been looking so far early.
Samantha Bentley on the ball, her first appearance off the bench, a freshman from Auckland, New Zealand. Contra foul on the Red Foxes. Lola Trujillo, one of the fastest players in the MAC, will swim along the near side of the pool. Slowed up by McKaylee Hansberger, also in off the Marist bench. Now it's Iona's turn to have a 6-on-5 as Hansberger's kicked out.
Hansberger did not allow enough space on that normal foul, on that ordinary foul, and was kicked out.
Adams drifting toward 5 meters, her shot high of the mark as Iona comes up empty on their first man-up opportunity. Again, just 2 of 11 on the power play in their 1-goal loss to Marist yesterday.
When you're facing a goalie like Inez Sanchez, she has such powerful legs. She can stay up for so long. The pump fakes don't typically work on her, so the key for converting those 6-on-5s is those tight, crisp passes to get her off kilter and shoot in the opposite side.
Berard finds an open Kwan. Tricky shot from center is off the mark. Hansberger went deep into her bag of tricks and just missed the near post.
That would have been pretty if it went in. A little magic trick there.
And nearly her whole body underwater. The ball just fired its way toward the cage, but never tested Morris. Iona trying to set up Gonzalez at 2 meters, but that's easily handled by Rachel Dean.
Rachel Dean does a tremendous job of getting in those passing lanes and really anticipating the pass.
Lauren Kwan drives it into the Marist end. Trying to find Hansberger, it's a common foul. Here's Berard. Right back to Hansberger, trying to turn right. And once more the ordinary. So Hansberger throws it out toward Kwan. Shot clock winds to 10. Now it's an offensive as Marist doesn't get a shot on goal.
Padilla and Adams are really going at it, even at the middle of the pool right now. A lot of pulling and a lot of grabbing going on.
Trujillo overshoots Addison Collins. Marist is back on the ball. Right now, Shannon, neither team wants to play offense.
No, it's hard for either one getting into a rhythm right now. It is a very physical game. I mean, it's a physical game by nature, but right now, I mean, there is so much pulling and shoving going on. No one can really get a good handle on the ball or good possession.
Bella Marquecho, talented freshman, blocked by Berard. Good D by Berard and Bentley. Red Foxes get a fingertip on it, and it never reached Sanchez.
And again, I think it bears repeating. Berard came here as an attacker, and she has transitioned into a defender. She has been so reliable in that position.
Rachel Dean draws the exclusion. Amelia Gonzalez is out. Marist will look to convert with the man advantage. Tori Padilla. Berard. Kwan. Now Bentley. Big stop by Morris.
That was a tremendous save. I think Rachel Dean was trying to show that she was getting pulled under and didn't have a chance to try and get that ricocheted ball, but went for naught, and Iona comes back away with the ball.
About an 11-second differential here at the end of the opening quarter. Marist pressing in the middle of the pool. Hansberger on Trujillo. Not enough behind that pass. It's Brard swimming over to take it away. The Foxes with the final 10 seconds of the period, looking to open up a 3-goal lead after 8 minutes. Kwan to facilitate. Gotta hurry. 3 seconds. Her lob over the bar. And that is how the first quarter comes to its conclusion. Goals from Nagel, Brard, and Kwan on a 5-meter have the Marist Red Foxes up by 2. Going to the second period here on ESPN+. 8 minutes of water polo. They struck first behind their leading scorer, Paige Nagel. Great pass from Shanae Carrington, allowing Nagel to skip it past Lily Morris. After Iona equalized, Kaylee Brard on her senior night, and then the other senior on the 5-meter, Lauren Kwan, scoring to make it 3-1 Marist after 8. You love to see both seniors getting a goal in the first quarter.
Absolutely. We know that Coach Vidal's whole mantra is team first, and these girls have given their heart and soul to this program over the last 4 years. Their last regular season game in this pool, so special to get a tally on the stat sheet.
It should be a happy bunch of Red Foxes. They've got a 2-goal lead, and they've already clinched the top seed in their division. Marist and Wagner will get a bye in the MAC tournament in the next 2 weeks. Iona will be represented, and Shannon, that's appropriate because these two teams for a long time were the class of the MAC, and then the Wagner Seahawks slid in and had a decade of dominance that was halted last year by LIU. So with the historical success of Marist, who won the tournament in 2001 when Wagner opted out and LIU did not play in the MAC tournament because of COVID concerns, the run of success that Iona had in the early part of this century, what Wagner has been able to do recently, and now LIU entering the fray, it should be a really competitive 6-team tournament here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and I love that the MAC expanded the tournament from 4 to 6 teams 2 years ago. It gives these student athletes more opportunity to play in the postseason. They work hard all season long. It's just right to give them another opportunity.
Lola Trujillo does not take the sprint, and the Iona Gales do not win the ball. So the extra possession of the second quarter goes to the Marist Red Foxes.
Kendall DeBeer looked so fast on that, though. I would have liked to see that matchup. I don't think we had that in the first quarter. Maybe next weekend. Here's
DeBeer, the freshman from South Africa. An offensive foul as Ella Baumgarten tried to find position at whole set.
Yeah, a bit of a push off there to gain momentum and gain advantage.
So it's Isabella Adams on the ball for the Iona Gales. Here's Amelia Gonzalez. Bella Marquecho. Speaking of talented freshmen, there's one out of Chicago for the Iona Gales, and that one must have slipped as it slides well high of the mark.
Can you believe that that hit Shanae Carrington in the head again? I mean, that is her third headshot in 3 games, just an unlucky placement.
Carrington was hit in the face by an errant backhand against Iona at Siena yesterday, and then in Mara's game earlier this morning against Mount St. Mary's, a ball deflected off a Mount St. Mary's player and it hit her right around the eye. And yeah, just caught another one upstairs.
Yeah, whenever there's a spot of an injury, it always seems like such a magnet for anything in the vicinity. Unfortunate. Hope she is able to re-enter the game.
Emily Shear, a freshman from Florida, in the pool for the Foxes, wearing number 8. Shear surveys the scene. Here's Liana Hunt. Ordinary foul. Shear for Dean, who's fouled. Across the way to Nagel. Here's Baumgarten at center, and that's easy money for Ella Baumgarten.
Nagel and Baumgartner were working so hard on that 2-post setup. What a fantastic job of keeping hold of that ball, releasing it to Baumgarten. She had the perfect placement, great presence of mind to get that ball into the whole set. Wide open cage for Baumgartner.
A pass right where it needed to be, and that's why the cage was wide open. Marist with 3 consecutive goals to take a 4-1 lead. We talked to Brian Kelly before the game about how difficult it is to be chasing. That's what happened to Iona yesterday against Marist, and the same fate befalling them again 1 day later. Critical possession for the Gales. And now they'll try to convert in a 6-on-5. Emily Shearer is out. Can Iona come through on the power play? Tovar, the iron unkind. Another opportunity as Marquecho keeps it alive for maroon and gold.
Yeah, Bella Adams seemed to be going down the other side. It was really a 5-on-5 opportunity, but it didn't matter as Amelia Gonzalez makes good and hammers it in home.
So Iona takes care of the second chance and halts the Marist run.
Yeah, and what a great pass. She was able to pump fake and get it into that top corner. Perfect placement.
Shearer for Dean. They'll give Dean a little space on the left. She overshoots Baumgarten. On an Iona foul, and here come the Foxes back on the ball. And now we're going to go the other way.
There are these drills that you do at every single practice where the coach will point and whistle, and you just have to practice your transition from side to side. That's what that was like. I mean, it's almost comical how quick they had to switch.
Kaya Hart's got a lane, but Kaya Hart skipped it wide. Mara's quick to get over with some defensive pressure. That was Kendall DeBeer showing off that speed again. Forced Hart to rush the shot, and she missed the net.
Yeah, if Hart would have just taken one cut stroke in a little bit farther, those angles would have opened up for her, but DeBeer gave her no time to even think.
Ordinary against Liana Hunt. DeBeer earning a whistle. She can shoot it. She will shoot it. But it's knocked away by Morris. Gonzalez centers it up for Sadie Salas, one of Iona's top goal scorers. Shot clock's at 10. They try to force it to Hart in front of goal, but Baumgarten is there to send it back to Sanchez.
Iona's been very stagnant on offense. There was only one driver you saw down when Sadie Salas drove down. Her defender went into that crash, and the steal was inevitable.
Dean down at one, puts it in the far corner as Marist reasserts a 3-goal lead.
What a great angled shot. Came in, pumped fake, close corner, went far corner. We've seen her do no-look shots. She has just such precise placement on the ball. Fantastic job.
Both coaches digging into their bench. Caitlin Williams in for Iona wearing number 16, a freshman from Nassau in the Bahamas. Madison Collins returns for Iona. Marist has Tori Padilla back into the pool. Dean, DeBeer, Hansberger, Carrington, and Emily Shearer, who's guarding Trujillo on the ball. Tovar to restart the offense. It's Collins. Collins from 6 meters, easily handled by Sanchez.
The Red Foxes are crashing that whole set, not allowing the ball to go in, so you're gonna have to start whipping it from the outside.
Harris quickly into their scoring end. Dean is fouled by Collins, just an ordinary. Carrington spins into Tovar. This is DeBeer. And DeBeer earns the exclusion. It's called on Caitlin Williams. And hold on, now the officials take the ball out of the pool. I don't think it's Williams. No, it isn't.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it's on Bella Marquecho. Williams was away from the ball, and it looked like it was the primary guard on DeBeer, so they get that right. Marquecho out. Williams remains in. It is a 6-on-5 for the Foxes. Padilla, DeBeer, Dean, and Marist doesn't get a shot off. They commit the foul. Iona does not cede. And the Gales take a timeout. The squad continues to refer back to throughout the year when things get tough, when they feel like maybe they don't have it in the tank to keep going. They think about what their teammate Lizzie Lovett said as Iona gets a goal out of the timeout. Their leading scorer, Sadie Salas. So after the group huddles up with Lovett in the middle of it, Salas scores to bring Iona back within 2.
Good things happen to teams who move. There was so much driving going on, so much commotion that the defense had to keep up with all the movement, that Salas was able to break free, get open, and get that powerful shot off because all the defenders were preoccupied with the drives.
And now the Gales will have a chance to back up the goal with another. Marist quickly turns it over. Lily Morris tries to pick out the pass with the teams moving the other way. It's Caitlin Williams who beats Sanchez to bring Iona within 1.
Really great job by Lily Graham setting up that play, getting it in to Williams. Williams just powered it in, donuted it right over the head of Inez Sanchez. You're not going to get many opportunities like that against a goalie like Sanchez, so Iona's got to feel really good on being able to convert that and make it a 1-point game.
And Iona does so in less than a minute, so taking full advantage of Brian Kelly's timeout. Here's Claudia Lee in the pool for the first time. And Marist will have a man advantage. Sadie Salas is out, 6-on-5 for the Foxes.
Again, this is the second 6-on-5 opportunity that has been squandered by an offensive push-off. You have to get a shot off in these opportunities if you want a shot at either widening your lead or closing the gap.
Can the Gales make it 3 in a row? Williams for Salas. Here's Gonzalez. And it's knocked off the hands of Bella Marquecho as Marist gets the stop.
You know what I was saying in my head on that possession? Why is Sadie Salas wide open? She was wide open at the 7-meter. Iona needs to get that ball in her hands when she has that position.
Red Fox is trying to seize momentum back. Lee overshot Shearer. Another sloppy Marist possession.
Yeah, the intention was there. The body positioning was there by Shearer. The dump off just was a little bit too far.
Just over 90 seconds to go in the first half. Gales power play. Padilla kicked out. Her first exclusion. And Iona can tie it with a man advantage.
And that's a silly exclusion to take. You're at half tank. What sort of a scoring threat is any sort of offensive player from that position?
Hart down on the right. Sneaks her way in and ties the game. Confident strike. Kaya Hart, the senior from Fullerton, California. And we're all tied at 5.
Such a tough shot to make. She walks it in to close the angle, goes around the head and does a far corner skip shot. That's typically a shot that you'll see a lefty make. It's a really high difficulty shot for a righty, and she had the right placement and the right speed on that skip shot.
Hart, one of Iona's top goal scorers this year, came into the weekend 3rd on the team with 21 goals. Salas and Trujillo get the headlines, but the senior Hart has been steady. 1 minute to go before intermission. Marist on the power play as Amelia Gonzalez is kicked out for the second time. Nagel's shot tipped high over the bar. Somebody got a fingertip on it. I think it was Sadie Salas.
I believe it was too. What a hard shot. Did you see how far that ball ricocheted?
Just a couple possessions left in the second quarter. Marist led 5-2 after a Rachel Dean girl early in the period. Iona has scored the last 3. Ball's coming out of the pool.
Ball's going back in the pool.
Saw a yellow card come out of the pocket of the official on the far side. Inside 10 seconds left in the Iona possession. Shot from distance is off the bar. Boy, Remy Ikes almost had the angle. What can Marist do with the final possession of the second quarter? They'll try to convert on a power play. Lily Graham out for the first time. Nagel down to Dean, 2 of Marist's top scorers. Here's De Beer. And now Nagel once more. Dean has some space and scores.
Beautiful, beautiful execution. So many quick passes. The ball didn't hit the water. Once they got it over to Dean, Lily Morris was not able to make that lateral movement to cover the post. She almost got there. But it was bar in.
Second goal for Rachel Dean. And it has Marist back in front with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Shot from beyond mid-tank, kept out by Sanchez. That is how the second quarter comes to its conclusion. The Iona Gales with 3 goals in the middle of the period to tie it at 5. Marist gets 1 at the death. They lead it by 1 at the half. In McCann Natatorium, the Marist Red Foxes leading the Iona Gales 6-5. Here's how we got to this scoreline through 16 minutes of water polo. Marist leading scorer Paige Nagel off a great feed from Shanae Carrington opened the scoring. Iona would have a near immediate response. Their senior Mia Tovar lobbing it over Inez Sanchez. That made it 1-1, and then the Red Foxes would start a run. Keyed by their seniors, Kaylee Brard first, and then off the 5-meter, Lauren Kwan converts the penalty. 3-1 Marist after a quarter. Ella Baumgarten at center would score the first goal of the second to put Marist up 4-1 before Iona would chip back. Amelia Gonzalez with a strike. Rachel Dean would answer in the far corner for Marist. Brian Kelly called timeout and his team responded. Sadie Salas with her first goal. Followed up a possession later by Williams, donutting Sanchez. And then for good measure, the senior Kaya Hart off the right sneaks it inside the far post. That tied the game at 5, but Marist, with time winding down in the second quarter, got it to Dean for her second goal of the half to give the Red Foxes a slim lead at the break. 6-5 Foxes, third quarter's next here on ESPN+. But coming out of Brian Kelly's timeout, the team responded with 3 of the last 4 goals of the frame.
There was no quit in that Iona Gale offense. And it was great to see contribution from all different players in that second quarter.
See Lola Trujillo doing what she does best, the sophomore from Fulshear, Texas, winning the sprint. And Iona's got the first possession of the third quarter. Here's Bella Marquecho. Looks for the center, Trujillo.
Tremendous save by Sanchez. What a hard shot, hook shot coming out of center by Trujillo. She was right there. I think it may have come off her forehead as well.
Another chance for Iona. Tovar from 6 meters. It stays out. It goes bar down on the goal line, but the hole of the ball does not cross over the line. Have another look. Inches away from the equalizer.
Absolutely a game of inches. Holy cow. Sanchez gets up so incredibly high. She has such great bodily control too. You know, she was able just to reach that arm and flick it out of the goal so it'd get it out of harm's way.
Third chance for the Gales. Trujillo defended by De Beer. Inside Marquecho. And Baumgarten and Carrington come together to do the work defensively.
Yeah, really fundamentally sound. In that type of a situation, the ball comes in right in the middle of the hole. You're taking a risk by leaving your post player swim right through it to the corner so that nobody can get the ricochet and kind of just pop it into the goal.
DeBeer misfires on the post entry. No chance for Baumgarten or Dean to get on the other end of it. Morris picks out Trujillo to start the offense at halftime. DeBeer has been pestering Trujillo all afternoon long. Marquecho on Carrington. Working her way to the right. Ordinary foul is whistled.
Really great defensive spin move by Carrington with her arms up to avoid getting excluded.
8 seconds left in the possession. It's Isabella Adams. 4 seconds. Adams lobs it up, and it's off the bar.
That was a close one, too.
Marist with a man up on the counter. Isabella Adams out. Liana Hunt's on the ball. Rachel Dean has scored twice. DeBeer leaves it for Nagel. A chance for Hunt, and Liana Hunt converts. Marist leads by 2.
Beautiful pass by Nagel. Great job by Hunt of fielding it and being able just to, field it cleanly and whip it in there. What a beautiful lefty shot. Clean catch, clean release. Morris had no shot of making it over there. That's what you want on a 6-on-5 opportunity. Work both ends, make the goalie commit to one side, shoot from the opposite.
Marist's last 2 goals coming on the power play after Iona knotted things up at 5. Trujillo for Tovar. Tovar's shot easily handled by Sanchez.
So many of these off-speed shots that Sanchez saves, it looks like she's just playing catch, right? She just fields it in so cleanly.
You can tell she sees the ball so well. Tovar just didn't have much behind that attempt. And an easy stop by Sanchez. Carrington for Padilla. And she powers it by Morris for another Marist goal. Their 3rd in a row as they answer Iona's 3-goal run with one of their own.
What great instincts. I don't think Padilla's face was even out of the water. She just really hooked it in with her wrist strength and her forearm and just powered it in.
Padilla, the 7th different goal scorer for the Red Foxes. Only Rachel Dean has struck twice. That underscores something that's been true of Chris Vidal's team for a number of years. He is deeper than just about anyone in the MAC, and he's not afraid to deploy his depth.
No, and when you have a player like Haley Berard being your first one off the bench, you know that you have quality type players coming in off of the bench and players who don't mind that they're coming in off the bench because they have a role. Do your role, do your job well, and then we're going to be good. We're going to be able to do what we need to do as a team.
Here's how Marist answered after Iona tied it at 5. In a man advantage, Rachel Dean goes near post to beat Morris. That ended the first half scoring. Early in the second half, the lefty Liana Hunt scores on the power play, and then just a moment ago, that goalie switch. So Zasha Soler is in, the freshman from Orlando, Florida. She will start the Iona offense. Hart pressed by Baumgarten. Trujillo defended by Carrington. And a good defensive play by Kaylee Brards, taking it away from Bella Marquecho. Brards made a number of plays like that in this one.
It looked like Iona was trying to go for a 2-center type of offensive setup, but Brards sniffed it right out and was able to come away with the steal.
Here's the lefty Liana Hunt. Finds Baumgarten at center, but her backhand shot sails wide.
Just a little bit off the mark. You hear the entire crowd here go, oh, such a pretty shot. I love the backhand.
Yeah, we're looking for the highlight reel goal. It would have put Marist up 4. We approach the midway point of the third quarter. Iona gives away possession. A little lazy with the ball.
Yeah, heads up by Marcus to try and push that ball under, come away with the steal, and bring the Red Foxes back on offense.
Padilla overshoots Hunt. Offensive foul called. Another opportunity for Iona. Soler spots Lily Graham. Here's Trujillo. Gonzalez, the open player, but her shot right into the chest of Sanchez. Never had the angle.
No, didn't have the angle. That skip shot just didn't have enough on it and just kind of puttered right in the lap of Sanchez.
Sanchez so good at those outlet passes. Samantha Bentley cashes in.
I always love a good goalie assist. What a great pass. What a great way to come in, close off that angle, use the momentum of your swimming stroke to parlay that into your shot and get that skip shot underneath the arm and into the corner.
I mean, just an incredible pass by Inez Sanchez. And it's one that she makes regularly, puts it in the bucket from some 65, 70 meters away. Danger time for the Gales, down by 4. It's knocked off the hands of Trujillo. Iona thought they were getting a power play, but it's just an ordinary. Shot clock's at 5. Trujillo has it tipped out by Sanchez. Not a lot behind it. Good defensive stand for the Foxes.
Yeah, for having absolutely no angle on that shot. It was awfully close, and Sanchez is just so good at defending those lob shots.
Offensive foul. Kaylee Brard pushes off. And now an Iona timeout. They got a Red Fox on an exclusion in transition. And the timeout coming quickly.
And again, those away from the ball exclusions can be so silly to pull as a defender. The ball's not even there. I know you're battling for positioning, battling for the inside water, but you have to be careful, you have to be smart.
We got Callahan Brown, a freshman from San Diego, in the pool for the first time. She's excluded, and it's an Iona power play.
It's not panic time yet for Iona, but it is time that they need to convert on a 6-on-5. We talked about it, how it was their doom yesterday.
Salas tries to keep it alive, but misses the shot. She was falling away, just trying to get something on net. It never tested Sanchez.
Yeah, a few sloppy little passes there. Again, the key to 6-on-5 is get those clean, crisp passes.
Hunt for Padilla. You've seen what she's been able to do from this position. Won't have a chance to do anything here. An offensive foul. Marist gives away possession. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. A frame that's belonged to the Red Foxes. They've done all the scoring since intermission. This is Malia Penman, freshman from California, in the pool for the first time. Here comes a power play. It's Padilla out for the second time. So that resets the shot clock. Trujillo, Penman, a passer to Salas, and it's Sadie Salas who puts it in the back of the net.
What a pass right to the hands of Sadie Salas. She used her entire body to really propel that ball into the back of the net, almost like a spin move, essentially.
We talked about Iona having a long-time head coach and 29th year leader Brian Kelly. Well, when you've been around the game that long, you've got connections all over the country. Sadie Salas, a benefit of Brian Kelly's coaching tree and all of the connections he has in the game. Salas and Lola Trujillo were both coached by a former Iona player named Caitlin Kelly, who was a member of their first women's championship in 2004. She's in the Iona Water Polo Hall of Fame for her play. I don't know if she can also enter as a scout because she has sent two of Iona's top goal scorers to New Rochelle.
Whenever you talk about Coach Kelly to anyone, it's about his legacy as a coach and what he's done for the sport of water polo, especially here on the East Coast. And, you know, everybody you talk to about him just has the highest of praise.
And that's true of Marist head coach Chris Vidal as well, who was a player for Brian Kelly on the men's side at Iona. Both coaches talk about how they really don't enjoy going against each other in situations like this. That's doubly true when the teams meet in a playoff scenario, as they may in 2 weeks' time. Iona tries to center it up to Salas, and Salas able to draw the kick out on Samantha Bentley. Another Gale power play. That one goes through Sanchez, but never into the net. And with 28 seconds to go in the third quarter, it should stay on this end. Don't check that. It looks like it's going to go Marist' way. So the officials talk about it, and they say it is Red Fox ball.
Again, just another squandered 6-on-5 opportunity for Iona. And Salas worked so hard to draw that exclusion. She had tremendous body positioning in that 2-meter position.
Marist is led by as many as 4. They give away the last possession of the third quarter. Iona with a chance to make it interesting heading to the fourth. Soler spots Salas. Now Hart, 15 seconds. Hart to the center, but it's knocked off the hands of Ikes. 5 seconds for Marist. What do they want to do with it? A long try, well high. And there is 1 second remaining before we can head to the fourth. So Iona will just throw the ball in. We'll see if Soler wants to toss it long. She does not. And we'll go to the fourth quarter on the day of the regular season finale. Marist leads by 3.
Any given week, you have 2 or 3 teams in the top 25 ranked. I mean, there's a lot of respect for these East Coast programs.
Another day, another sprint won by Lola Trujillo. She's been going through it these last couple weeks. Something that, to a person, all the coaches that we talked to this week said they're very happy to have a 1-week break before the tournament. It's just a tough time of year for college students trying to finish up the semester. Iona's been dealing with illness. Lola Trujillo has certainly caught the brunt of that. She was in and out of practice all week. So all the coaches are like, yeah, we could really use a breather before we get ready for the playoffs in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, it's a tough stretch. You know, you're going weekend after weekend, and a lot of these East Coast teams book these West Coast tournaments. So not only the time change, getting back to your schoolwork, you know, that 1 week break is so crucial to come to the conference championship refreshed, recharged, and ready to go.
Hey, Marist doesn't just travel west. During spring break, they went east, like way east, over the Atlantic Ocean to Greece, where the team played some international water polo, but also participated in a 1-credit special attachment course where they went to a number of historic Olympic sites. And then the team split into 2, and they had to do a debate. Do you think Greece should bid to host the next Olympics? That's a very interesting way to spend spring break. Obviously, you get to hang out in Greece, some time on the beaches, enjoying the local culture and the restaurants, also able to get a credit and educational opportunity. Really neat thing that Chris Vidal put together for his squad.
Yeah, and how timely too. The year of the 2024 Olympics in Paris, where you have Team USA women going for their 4th straight gold medal. What a dynasty they are, and to be able to learn about the history of the Olympics was really tremendous.
Salas for Tovar. Tovar looking for some space. It's blocked down in front by Samantha Bentley.
Really great presence of mind and just good defensive fundamentals. When you are on defense and a shooter's threatening to shoot, you get those arms up.
Iona starting to press more here in the 4th quarter. This is similar to the aggressive up-tempo style of defense they played all of last year. Brian Kelly said that was mostly by necessity. Lily Morris was still learning how to play goal. He felt like his team's only chance was to be hyper-aggressive. This year, they have done it less. As Marist gets the bounce, it deflects off Soler and into the back of the net. Kendall DeBeer scores.
Soler was in the right positioning. It was just such a great dump, great pass in there. Really super powerful shot. Donut right over the head.
Morris did start this game for Iona. Soler coming in midway through the 3rd quarter. That was really the first time that Soler had an opportunity to make a save. Just bounced off her and then the inside of the post into the back of the net. 4 goals is equal to Marist's largest lead of the game. Tovar keeps the offensive possession alive.
Yeah, great hustle by Tovar, getting that garbage ball to keep the possession alive and get a good shot off, but what a save.
The instincts of Sanchez, as Salas just tried to direct it on frame. But Sanchez was ready for it. Screened out a bit by Alyssa Mullaney, her own player. Still able to make the stop.
Sanchez is just so smooth in there. She's almost like a gazelle-like, the way she moves in that water.
Power play for the Foxes. Kaya Hart out for the 2nd time. Marist has been very good in 6-on-5 opportunities. They've converted 2 of them, and they've also earned a penalty, which Lauren Kwan buried. That one off the post. Shearer didn't have the angle. The Marist lead remains 4.
Yeah, right idea, just a little bit off the mark. Maybe take a step or 2 in, get another 1 or 2 passes on the other side before cranking it back around.
Tovar, the lob shot. It beats Sanchez, and that keeps Iona alive. A critical goal from 5th-year Mia Tovar. The captain delivers in a big spot.
Yeah, finally one of these lob shots has gotten the best of Sanchez. Perfect placement and right amount of speed too. If that was a little bit slower, Sanchez would have been on there, but it was just a little bit off speed, a little bit more spin on the ball, and great placement.
Second goal for Tovar in this game. She's been asked to score more as a 5th year. The native of Portland, Oregon, setting a new career high in goals scored in her final season of collegiate water polo. That one a big one, but Iona's got to back it up with a stop.
Yeah, she's one of those players that Coach Kelly says that she has that grind mentality, and you saw that there when she was going after the ricocheted ball. She's never going to give up on a play.
Hunt going to work on Collins. Teams playing 5-on-5 here. Hansberger flips it out to Padilla. Padilla's shot is off the mark at the shot clock horn. So the Gales do back up the goal with a stop past the midway point of the 4th quarter. Iona on the ball, down by 3.
I do like watching the evolution of Hansberger as a whole set. She does have really complimentary play to Ella Bumgartner, who's usually in that position.
Trujillo's got a little space, but Sanchez shuts it down.
Yeah, right position, right play. I mean, Trujillo has such an incredibly hard shot. Just a little bit off the mark. Usually she goes for those high corners.
How about the outlet intended for Padilla. Iona quickly to the spot. Their fastest player, Trujillo, getting to the ball. And boy, that ball right where it needed to be. Padilla just half a stroke slow to the spot. There's another dime dropped by Sanchez.
Yeah, gorgeous pass, but you're not going to outswim Padilla even if you are 5 yards ahead of her. Excuse me, Trujillo, if you are 5 yards ahead of her.
Addison Collins found some open water, but her shot clangs off the bar. Marist in possession. Timeout, Chris Vidal. 2:50 to go in the regular season, and the Red Foxes on offense protecting a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, now is the time to do some clock management for the Red Foxes. You're up by 3 goals, 3 minutes to go. We're not taking a shot early in the shot clock. If the shot is there, let's work it around, make sure that we're in the single digits before getting a good shot off, and protect the ball.
Red Foxes may be making a goalie switch. They've sent Zoe Seabach into warm-up, and as Sanchez will fire some shots at Seabach. She's played a lot this year in shallow deep. She manned the shallow end. The rangy Inez Sanchez has never played water polo in the shallow end of a pool, so Marist would call on Seabach. I think they might want to get her a couple of minutes in the deep end of the pool should she need to be called on in in the MAC tournament in 2 weeks. Zoe Seabach, really the reason Marist was able to hold off Iona yesterday. She was playing goalie in the shallow end at Siena. Marist was up 4. The Gales scored 3 goals in a row. They had the ball with the shot clock off at the end of the 4th quarter. And Seabach making a critical save to prevent that game from going to overtime. So yes, indeed, Chris Vidal switches goalies, and Zoe Seabach will have the final 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Sophomore from Long Beach, California. The senior Lauren Kwan scored a 5-meter back in the first. Both seniors, Kwan and Brard, with goals in their final regular season game at home. Ella Baumgarten has the touch, and Marist takes a 4-goal lead.
Great pass by Rachel Dean, and check out the separation that Baumgartner gets away from her defender. So she has that wide open cage. She sees the goalie out a little bit, so she decides to just do a quick little pump and lob it over the head.
Second goal for the Marist center. Only Baumgarten and Rachel Dean have scored multiple for the Red Foxes. A very balanced, democratic stat sheet for Chris Vidal's bunch. No chance for Seabach. Powerful shot by Kaya Hart, thrown into the back corner.
Yeah, she's tried to work that corner for a vast majority of this game when they were down in that end, and really great, strong pump fakes come up and go to that far corner.
Time winding down. That was exactly what Iona needed. A quick strike. But down by 3 inside 2 minutes. The climb ahead of them is long. Chris Vidal telling his team to use the entire clock. And Iona, knowing that they're locked into the 2nd seed in the blue division, not pressuring Dean. Baumgarten for the hat trick.
She did it from the left, now go on and do it from the right. Virtually the same type of play. Dump it in there. She gains that separation from her defender, and game slows down for you. You start to understand more of the schemes and what you're supposed to do and how to anticipate plays.
And roles change, and Chris Vidal was talking to us about that as well. Most players come in as their program's leading goal scorer, at least a go-to player on offense, and then very quickly the calculus changes at the collegiate level. How do players adapt to that? Do they embrace the idea of playing defense or coming off the bench? And the faster a player does that, the faster they will earn more minutes. Nice defensive play by Kaylee Brard. She's certainly someone on that list who, when she entered Division I, was a go-to scorer, someone who was really only focused on scoring the ball. And Chris Vidal said, hey, we need you to play a different role, and she's embraced it wholeheartedly. Her fingerprints all over this one for the Foxes.
Yeah, she's come away with a number of really great steals.
Nice pass to set up Shearer. And that earns the Red Foxes a 5-meter. So another gritty glue type play from Brard, and they'll let the freshman Shearer try to convert. One-on-one against Zasha Soler. Shearer beaters up and puts it in the near post.
Really super smooth shot, just gets up so high, uses such momentum to power it in, doesn't need a skip shot, doesn't need the top corner, but has enough gusto on it to put it in.
Emily Shearer, Marist, 10th goal scorer this afternoon. And Kaylee Hansberger kicked out. Her second exclusion, a late Iona power play. There's not enough time on the clock for the Gales. Graham, Seabach couldn't keep it out. She got a hand on it, but it snuck past the far post as Iona converts with the man advantage.
Great sequence of passes there. You know, there might not be enough time on the clock to come away with a win, but there was enough time to get a good solid possession and convert on a 6-on-5 opportunity, something that Iona has had trouble doing the last 2 days. It's something that they're going to look at in the next 2 weeks and really try and iron out before they head to the MAC championships.
On opening round Friday, the 2 seed from the blue division, that is Iona, will take on the 3 seed from the red division, either Villanova or LaSalle, pending the result of their head-to-head matchup taking place right now in Philadelphia. That means the 2 seed from the red division, the LIU Sharks, reigning and defending champions, will face Mount St. Mary's. Then the MAC will reseed. The highest seed remaining will face Marist. The 2 seed in the championship, the regular season champion Wagner Seahawks, will get the lowest seed remaining on Saturday. Second year with no consolation game. Sunday's championship will be contested by the 2 winners from semifinal Saturday. The regular season is in the books. The Marist Red Foxes win it on senior night, 13-9 the final.
And what a crowd here tonight honoring the seniors. They both were able to get onto the board. Lauren Kwan and Kaylee Berard both scoring goals in the win. What a tremendous team win for the Red Foxes.
That's all we've got from here inside McCann Natatorium. We remind you that all games airing on the ESPN family of networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. For our executive producer, Harrison Baker, producers Nick Skidmore and Jack Darling, technical producer Mark Phillips, director Ryan O'Donnell, my broadcast partner Shannon Ventry, and our entire ESPN crew, my name is Jeff Brault, saying so long from Poughkeepsie, the Queen City on the Hudson. Marist beats Iona 13-9. This has been a presentation of ESPN.